Hello and welcome to Good Day Talks. Happy 3/30/22. Today I want to talk a little bit about electric vehicles. So with the Green New Deal and with everything that is being pushed from our politicians as far as with fuel prices being way out of hand, right now the fuel price, US average, $4.23. And as you can see, $4.23 was last week as well, $4.31 was the week before. But we've kind of crested there at $4.23, so thanks for that. Then if you look actually at West Coast, so, and it's funny, West Coast less California is about $1 less, but out west, $5.26. That's absolutely insane. Gas prices are going way too high, and I think this is also a push to get people to get into electric vehicles. So this is a clip from Tucker Carlson tonight. It was on the 8th of this month, where this is the agenda of what's going on right now. I have Tucker Carlson gives a good intro into Pete Buttigieg's answer to what we should all do here moving forward. But then I put in a little clip afterwards that I think you'll like. So here you go.
So the Biden administration's solution to rising gas prices is you should be Stephen Colbert. Why don't you have a $150,000 electric car? What's wrong with you? That's Pete Buttigieg's solution. Here he is.
Clean transportation can bring significant cost savings for the American people as well. Last month, we announced a $5 billion investment to build out a nationwide electric vehicle charging network so that people from rural to suburban to urban communities can all benefit from the gas savings of driving an EV.
Move this man!
And that's how that press conference should have actually ended. So there are gas savings, it's true, because you're not actually going to be purchasing gas in the normal way that our gasoline cars do. But you'll spend anywhere from $25 to $50 a month on your added electricity bill, which is not the end of the world. That's fine. That actually is a nice upgrade to certain people that will spend over thousands of dollars this in 1 month just to fill up their gas tank. So the issue that they don't talk to you about is fuel economy on certain vehicles is getting a lot better to where 300, 400 miles per gallon seems to be about becoming more of an average for a lot of the sedans that are out there at least. So when it comes to electric vehicles, it's about the lower cost electric vehicles. You get up to generally around 150 miles before you need to recharge. The more expensive ones give you about 3 to 350 is about where you can kind of get for that, depending on how much you want to spend. So moving from there, the most frequent one that you hear is Tesla. So I did a quick search. So the first one is going to be about how much it costs for a Tesla. So the least expensive Model 3, $45,000. And that's not including any accessories that are going to be on the vehicle. That's your base price. Moving from there, say you want to keep your car. So some people keep their cars forever. If you want to keep your electric car, the batteries are lasted about 10 years to 20 years. And it really depends on how many times you charge it, just like your cell phone. So if you continuously charge it all the time, you're going to deplete the battery, and so therefore it won't be as efficient. The other efficiency issue that people don't talk about with electric cars is when it's really cold, you lose efficiency. When it's really hot, you lose efficiency. So just kind of like a motorcycle where it's only nice for a lot of the time, or even a convertible, it's only nice for so many days. That's kind of the same way you can kind of look at your battery in your electric car. But then the last thing I wanted to search was how reliable the cars are. So Tesla actually ranks along the bottom of all the vehicles that are available for sale right now in reliability. And there's a bunch of different reasons why that is, but the other issue with that is to get your vehicle serviced, so Tesla actually takes a while to get in to get serviced also, just because there's not as many technicians as there are in the regular combustion engine market. So very, very interesting to take a look at what it kind of looks at cost-wise. It's also up to $50,000 to replace all of your batteries in your Tesla if you want to keep your vehicle. So then next, take a quick look at what we're doing. So President Biden's bill, $5 billion for the infrastructure. So they're going to put up charging stations over the country. and also more supplement for people to buy electric vehicles. The issue with that is that's $5 billion that we could be spending on something else. There's other issues that are going on in the world besides maybe just the carbon footprint that we should really be looking at and taking care of. Like feeding people. That would be one. Then you take a look, so within this, the $5 billion is going to go to pay what types of places. The main three countries that actually produce the electric battery is China, Argentina, and Bolivia. So that's good. Not that much is actually done here in America. So we'll just be outsourcing more jobs, which is good. Then if you want to look at actually, there's 250 million vehicles on the road today in the United States. Less than 1% are electric. So where do you think all the $5 billion is going to go? Seems green to me, right? Not for America, though. Next then, how eco-friendly are they? Because no one really discusses how they actually make the batteries, how they actually make the vehicles. And so this here is from Planet of the Humans, which is a really good documentary. I've got it in my playlist, in my documentaries and conspiracies playlist. But this is just a quick clip. This is an introduction to the Chevy Bolt, which is full electric. And this is a quick press release that the guy who was doing the documentary was at. So here you go.
Is it plugged? It's as simple as that.
The batteries are in the trunk?
No, the battery in this particular design is a T shape right down the center and across the back seat area. Because everybody thought we killed the electric vehicle. No, we didn't. It's alive and well.
So what's charging the batteries right now? What's the source of
Well,
electricity?
here, it's coming from the building.
I mean, is it what's our mix of power?
Oh, actually, Lansing feeds the building.
What's that?
Lansing feeds power to the building. So I don't know.
They're
I bet you they're a bit of coal. Well, they're heavy on natural gas, aren't they?
right now the car's charging off of your grid.
Right. It would be charging off our grid, which is about 95% coal.
How long do you think it'll be before there's a solar and wind powered grid?
Oh, golly.
To suggest that all of the power used for these cars will be generated from wind and solar in the very near future would not be correct. In fact, we're talking about charging these up at night, so there won't be any solar at that time. So we're down to wind, and very often at night the wind does fall off.
So there you have it. In essence, the Green New Deal. We're planning on getting all electric cars and then having wind and solar be able to charge them. So what's next? If you actually look at what's fueling our electricity today, the different sources that we have, it's actually 60% of all of our electricity that's generated is from fossil fuels, 40% of which is natural gas. Which again, so we're using fossil fuels indirectly to charge our cars versus directly putting it into our cars. So are we really taking a step forward? Are we going backwards? Are we kind of staying the same? Because the other thing people don't think about is the more we're charging our electric vehicles, the more energy we're going to need at our electrical power plants. So a lot more coal, a lot more natural gas. And I even, in the movie, it talks about biomass, which biomass is actually burning trees, tree pulp, which is just great. So they're cutting down forests just to burn them. So something maybe we shouldn't do and maybe we should discuss a little bit more about. But yeah, you can see here, and I've got links of everything, of course, is going to be in my details so that way you can go and take a look at the charts and take a look at everything directly. This is something we really should be talking about. This doesn't seem to be the answer. And next from there, here's a quick video. This is also from Planet of the Humans, but here's just a quick description of the elements needed to create the solar panels as well as the wind turbines and also electric vehicles. So here you go. So our answer to using oil is to use more elements from the earth. Just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page here. But then, moving from there, just a couple of ingredients that are needed to make the actual electrical batteries themselves. Graphite is one of them, which China primarily actually does all of it, 50%, or a little over 50%. Then you have cobalt, which comes from Congo, the Dominican Republic of Congo. Then you've got manganese, which actually is another one big in China. So where's our money really going to go to, that $5 billion? You think it's going to go to all these other different countries? Probably. Next then, this right here is a quick list. So the top producers of the actual minerals and earth and metals themselves is lithium, comes primarily from Australia, cobalt, Dominican Republic of Congo, nickel from Indonesia, manganese, South Africa, as well as China, and then graphite is primarily from China. And I like this, is how are electric vehicle batteries made? It all starts with the metals and minerals, of course. Moving from there, this is just a quick clip from Galaxy Quest where they were searching for a specific energy source for their ship, and they come across this. But after I show you this, you'll see why I brought it up. Here you go.
Could they be the miners? Oh, sure. I mean, they're like 3 years old. Miners, not miners. You lost me.
And the reason I brought this up is because in Congo, of the 255,000 miners, estimated 35,000 of them are children. And here's this is another article then, which is child labor, toxic leaks, the price we could pay for a greener future. And this is a child actually digging for cobalt. This is terrible. This is another thing and another atrocity that we should probably eliminate. But as long as we continue the production and continue to need cobalt to make these batteries, we're going to have more of this in a lot of the countries that are out there. Not all the countries here in America don't value child labor like they do. They think it's the best because it's close to free, if not free. So moving on from there then, the question of what happens after the batteries are dead. So after you've charged it 1 million times and it no longer takes a charge, just like your cell phone, what do they do with it? So some of it can be disposed of, otherwise, or recycled, and actually they have them set up to where they cool different computer factories, they're cooling different beverage dispensers. So there's different access or different avenues that you can go actually with the batteries. But that's a short time thing. Then what happens after they are no longer useful there? Does it go into the landfill? More than likely. Does it leak into our fresh water sources under the earth or under our crust here? Absolutely. Why wouldn't it? Then the other thing is lead acid batteries are actually the most that are recycled. The lithium isn't so much. So these are also questions we have to ask. What are we doing? So it's great to say, yes, for the next 10 years, you're going to have your car. For the next 20 years, you're going to have your car. But then what are we doing with all the waste afterwards? These are questions it seems like no one's asking. And so I think we have lots of questions still. We have lots of questions to ask. I think we should all sit down together and have discussions instead of just letting these politicians, which defund the politicians, really need to stop just telling us what to do. We all are intelligent people and we can make our decisions ourselves. We don't need people to tell us how to act and what to think and what to do. That's not their role. We put them in power to represent us, not to tell us how it is. So I'm going to end it here on this one last thing. It is from Planet of the Humans as well. It's one of his last notes that he comes up with in the documentary, which I think is really good. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you have a good day.
Now, I know this all might seem overwhelming. It's the kind of thing that we normally don't try and think about. but by not thinking about it, it stands a good chance of doing us in. I truly believe that the path to change comes from awareness. That awareness alone can begin to create the transformation. There is a way out of this. We humans must accept that infinite growth on a finite planet is suicide. We must accept that our human presence is already far beyond sustainability and all that that implies. We must take control of our environmental movement and our future from billionaires and their permanent war on planet Earth. They are not our friends. Less must be the new more. And instead of climate change, we must at long last accept that it's not the carbon dioxide molecule destroying the planet. It's us.